The Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Jesuit Masonic connection, one world government. As a young child, those were the first choices for names for my kitten and my family of gerbils, my Shetland sheepdog puppy, and my goldfish. But enough about me. Did anybody else have weird stuff happen in their childhood? What? Everybody? And yet somehow we managed to wander into adulthood equipped with the weapons or tools bestowed upon us by our parents, our guardians, our mentors, and along with a little bag of batshit crazy that we open up every once in a while just to make things extra weird. I mean, right now, there's a guy 37 years old in the Midwest who just got a tooth knocked out in a barroom brawl, and he's looking at that tooth and he's thinking, I know nothing's gonna happen if I put it under my pillow, but am I really so wealthy I can turn my nose up at potentially free money? Right now, next to Central Park in Manhattan, there is a lady, a highly successful businesswoman, my age, who is at a party and she's about to ruin the party because somebody's going to bring out a Ouija board and say, hey, let's play with this. And she is absolutely going to lose her shit. Statistically speaking, in the United States, this week, 11 people are going to get struck by a car after they step out into the road to avoid going under a ladder or scaffolding. Bad luck, don't you know? So is getting struck by a car, incidentally. I said statistically, I read that in a, I read it on the internet, or on my iPhone in the news, the notes. I read it on my iPhone in the notes as I wrote it. And you can't blame all this on your parents either, because they were raised under constant threat of nuclear annihilation at the hands of the USSR. And the only chance they had of surviving a nuclear attack was getting underneath their school desk. And it didn't matter what time of day it was. I mean, if it was 2 o'clock in the morning and you heard the sirens go off, Mom, Dad, get me to school. And you had to bring your arms and legs in underneath the desk with you, because remember, the rest of the room's going to be 172,000 degrees Celsius. So I've always been a little bit cynical, and I'm old enough that I remember engraving my name on one of those desktops using the corner of my protractor, and that kind of shook my confidence that that desktop was going to withstand the direct strike of a multi-megaton nuclear warhead. But it was a different time. I mean, we believed the government a lot more back then than we do now. We used to believe that as long as you ate sufficient helpings of each section of the food pyramid, you would live forever. Because why would the government lie to you with this food pyramid that was created by the Dairy, Wheat, and Cattle Association? So I was explaining all of that to my therapist, and I looked up and saw that she was face down on her desk, sound asleep. So I got up and headed out of there. I jumped on my two-wheeled motorized battery-operated vertical transportation device and zipped on over to the coffee shop where I was supposed to meet a friend of mine. That was a segue, in case you missed it. And I said, listen, man, we've been having this argument for so long. I said, listen, man, it's not an inconvenience to you. You drive through the vaccine center, you get a little prick, which you should be used to by now, and you help develop herd immunity so that young children, old people, and people with compromised immunity systems don't have to die. And then he said, listen, man, how stupid would I have to be? I don't know how to argue with that. Not without starting out with, listen, you idiot, which I think we can all agree is not a great way to try to win an argument. He gets all his information from 3 sites on the internet. You know, the internet, where every morning 100 million people get up, drink their cup of coffee, log in, glance at the title for an article, and then skip down to the comments section and write, this is stupid. Nobody even cares about this. That place? the internet, where we have all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the keys to unlock the mysteries to science and medicine and space. It's like a giant Asgard of knowledge. The thing is, the Bifrost, it lets anybody in because it's an on-off switch or a button on your phone. And Heimdall is clearly in a coma or drunk or something. So you end up with all these cheap versions of Larry the Cable Guy wandering up and down the streets of Asgard saying, "Dad gum, look at how big them buildings are. They're so shiny. Look at you. You only got one eye. Are you a pirate or something?" But look, you don't have to go to the internet to figure out how messed up people are. Look at the keyboard. Right there on the keyboard, there's something that looks like a little cartoon butthole. And what did we call it? An ass trick? Come on. But it's like my therapist always tells me before I put her to sleep with all of my meandering. You just got to move on with life. You just got to wash your face, brush your teeth, and hit the hay. And when you wake up tomorrow, you'll be more rested and you'll see things in a better light. You just got to brush your teeth. Does anybody actually brush their teeth anymore? Or do you, like me, use this big, powerful, battery-operated vibrator that you shove in your mouth and shake up your fillings until your teeth are happy? What is happening to the world? I think we know. It's the Illuminati.